In this video, we're going to show you how you can do a design on VCarve. However, the first thing you had to have done was send an email to the person in charge of VCarve at the Milwaukee Makerspace, and they'll send a link to Vectrix, and Vectrix will send you an email link where you will give your email, your password, and answer some questions. And then you can download the program at your house. But to use the VCarve at the Milwaukee Makerspace, you must first click on the VCarve icon. It's going to ask you to log in. You click on the login. You have to log in. And this way I'm doing it with a password. I'm entering my email address and my password. If you want, you can enter your phone number and you'll get a code on your cell phone. In this case, I'm logging in. I'm going to grant access. Do not save your password. You get now granted. Now when you click on complete setup, you will now be able to use VCarve. When you open up this link, you can either start designing your project, or you can go to a forum. You can go to their website where there's videos. There's a lot of things that you can click on that are resources that you can watch. There's tutorial videos for the browser. So in this video, we are going to show you how to create a file. So you click on create a new file. Now you have to type either single-sided. We're doing a single-sided project here, but you can also do a double-sided. We don't currently have a rotary. Now you have to have a size of your piece of wood or plastic going to be working. In this case, we're going to have it like 6 inches by 6 inches by 3/4 inches thick. Then the next thing you must do is, do you want it to have 0 for the Z either on the material surface or on your piece of wood, or do you want it to be on the spoil board? This is very important in your setup, that you remember what you choose. In this case, we're doing material surface. The other important thing is, where do you want your X and Y to be? You can have your X and Y to be in the center of your board or in the lower left corner of your board. So I think those are the two ones that you should choose between, but you can do the other corners as well. Now we want to put a design in there. So we're going to put a star. We're going to have 5. We're going to have the center point to be 0 and 0 and the radius of 0.75 with an inner radius of 50 degrees. You hit create, and there's our star. Now if you want it to be a little bit smaller, you could redesign it, or you could click on it and go into this, which is a size selector, and instead of it being 1.5 by 1.5 roughly, we're going to make it 1.25. And it's linked for X and Y, so it'll copy it in the Y. So we're going to apply it. So now our star is a little bit smaller for our project. Okay, also you can change the size of your star by clicking on it and holding Shift. And if you have Shift, it'll be symmetrical how it goes. And if you don't hold Shift, it'll be asymmetrical. And if you want to change it to the way it original, you just hit Edit, Undo Size, and it'll change it the way it was. To do an offset, you click the circle, you go to the left, the offset button. We want to go outwards 1/4 inch. We don't want sharp corners to the circle. We're not going to delete the original. We want the original. So you hit offset, and there's our new offset of 0.25 inches. We are now going to do a pocket cut. We're holding Shift. We're going to click the circle and the star.
That goes.
And then we're going to hit this arrow up here. And I'll bring up the toolpaths. So we're going to do a pocket. It's the second icon. We're going to do a depth of 0.125. We're going to have a 1/8 inch bit. If you need to check, you can select. It'll bring up the tool base. We're going to do wood. We're going to do hardwood. An 1/8 inch bit. We're going to apply. We're going to select. And we're going to do a raster cut. And it shows you how it's going to go. And we're going to hit calculate. It's going to calculate. And now before we hit this run button, we're going to do a global fill. You do global or surface or toolpath, whatever you want. But in this case, we're going to pick a red color. We're now going to slow the speed down a little bit. Hit the play. And now you can see the tool cutting between the circle and the star. It's going to go down a 0.125 inches. We'll speed it up a little bit now. And color it in red. And it's called Pocket 1. What you could do if you want to give it a name, you could say, rename it Pocket. We're going to edit tabs. If you get the click, you can delete it. If you want to move it, you can just move them around however you want to do it. If you want to add another one, just left click. And if you don't want to get rid of it, when you get the X, you just hit it and it's gone. So that's how you add tabs. We're out of tabs now, and we're going to calculate our cut. And there it is, the calculation. And we can preview the cut. And we didn't go deep enough. So we only went 0.05. So to get to to cut all the way through, you do Z plus 0.02 equal. So it's going through the thickness and it's adding 0.02 inches to it. And now we're going to calculate it. And you get a warning that you're going to go through the wood. You click OK. You hit the simulation to see what it looks like. And it's going to cut through. And there's your 3 tabs. And you could take a chisel or the bandsaw to cut out your project. And the tabs are important so the wood doesn't fly out of the hole. Now to finish it, you have your toolpaths. So what you do is you click the first one, your pocket, and you hit this little icon here. It looks like a 3.5 inch floppy disk. For those of you that are old enough to know what it is, click on it. It depends what machine you're on. We're going to use the Mogul. You click on the Mogul right there. It's USB CNC, and you save the toolpath to a file. Give it a name. This way it's Pocket Endmill 0.25. It's going to the Maker Vault. You click Save. It's saving it. You unclick it. Click the profile. Same thing. You click Save. And in this case, we'll say cutout. 25. So you know it's a 1/4 inch end mill. Now, if both of these were the same tool, you could group them where possible and it'd only be one file. But because you're using 2 separate end mills, you run 2 files. And it's important which one you do. You always do your inside cuts first, and you cut through the project at the end last. After you create your toolpaths and you save them to either your USB drive or the Maker Vault, it's also important you go to File, Save As, and save it to the Maker Vault, give it a name, or you give it to USB drive, because if you need to correct it, you have a file that you can use. If you don't save it, these 2 toolpaths are meaningless. It's only for that. If you need to change your toolpath, you need the CRV file to do that.